Today I fucked up by fainting with my dick out. I have a medical history of fainting due to low blood sugar, and bad eating habits. I skip meals often because I don't feel hunger like most people. I can't take warm showers when I first wake up without having at least a glass of orange juice or something with a little sugar in it to start my body up. Fainting in the shower is just bad. This morning I woke up and went to the bathroom to urinate, had an erection from a full bladder. It's a guy thing. When I started to get that fainting feeling, the air began to smell chlorinated, my mouth went dry, and my body felt like it was made of sparkles. I knew I only had a few seconds to react. I didn't want my face going in the toilet, so I backed up and doubled over preparing to sit down. My dick was still out though, and I ended up fainting anyway. When I came to, I was delighted I wasn't in the toilet. My dick, however, had partially retreated back inside my pants but got stuck on my zipper and tore a good strip of skin off it. Too long didn't read. Now I have a sore, useless dick for the next 2 weeks and have learned not to go to bed with jeans on. This reminds me of the tale of the dead naked men with their dicks out in the canals of Amsterdam. Apparently if a drowned man is fished out and their dick is hanging out, the presumed cause of death is them taking a piss and fainting. Especially if they were drunk. That story is... yikes. Lol. Oof, ouch. Feel bad for you, man. I had my first ever faint the other day and it was pretty scary, so can't imagine dealing with it all the time. I also had my dick out though, lol. Had just finished fun time with the missus. A few seconds after vinegar stroke I felt lightheaded, thought I should sit down. Next thing I know my so is at my face trying to wake me up. I was only out for a few seconds and waking up just felt like I'd women from a deep sleep. Strange. P.S. Hope you heal up okay. Y'all fainting from orgasms? What kind of sex y'all be having TF? Almost sounds like your blood pressure is tanking. Can you have caffeine and salty snacks like a bag of chips? Glad you didn't bust your head. Caffeine and salty things are fine. Don't have any dietary restrictions. And thank you. I tore the tap off the shower wall when I was a teen living at home because I fainted in the tub. My mother found me, naked obviously, and covered in blood. BC she heard me fall, and my chin split when I came down and took the faucet off with my face. That time was definitely blood pressure related according to my doc. Hey, you have POTS too? Isn't it great? I love standing up and then sitting back down because my body hates me and everything went dark. I just looked up POTS. Now you have me thinking. I just fainted for the first time in my life last night. I was about to get in the shower, then suddenly I'm getting up off the floor, naked. Been thinking all day about how glad I am I didn't hit my head on the toilet or something. But now I'll also be thankful I didn't rip any skin off my dick. A few years back I fainted just before getting into the shower too. When I woke I remember thinking I was in heaven. All I could see was white. Then I noticed that the floor was a little dirty in heaven and I wondered why God was letting everything go to shit. Then I realized my face was wedged between a white wall, a white door, and my white tub. That's why all I could see was white, lol. Today I fucked up by allowing my boyfriend to fix my portable charger. Obligatory. This happened several years ago. Just to clarify, this story is about my boyfriend and I. He is now my fiancé and I refer to him as such in the story. We were not engaged at 15. This story has had a lot of positive responses, so I figured I'd share it here. So my fiancé and I got together when we were 15. We were both the horniest fucks on the planet, as a lot of teenagers tend to be. I would sneak him into my room in the middle of the night and we'd just go at it. It was the middle of winter when these events transpired. My fiancé and I had just finished an intense round of sex. We were chilling in bed when I mentioned my portable charger wasn't working properly and I needed it for school the next day. My fiancé is really handy with electronics and decided he would try to fix it. He bends down, picks up the charger, and starts messing with it. 5 minutes later I hear a hiss and the room starts filling with smoke. I look over at my fiancé and he has dropped the portable charger, which is now on fire, and he is repeatedly stomping on it with his bare foot while it spewed flames. I start panicking knowing what's about to happen next. I leap out of bed right as the fire alarm starts going off. I yell at my fiancé to hide in the closet while I handle the situation. My father had caught us before and threatened to put bars on my window if he caught us again. My horny brain couldn't stand the thought of not having our midnight sexcapades anymore. As I was naked, I quickly bundled up in a blanket and hauled ass up the stairs to assess the damage. By this time everyone in the house was awake due to the fire alarms screeching. Tell my dad my portable charger exploded before yeeting myself back downstairs. I open my closet and tell my fiancé to get out the window. Now, I watch my butt-ass naked fiancé scramble out of my basement window into the snow outside. My father and uncle burst into the room and spray the flaming battery pack with a fire extinguisher. Afterwards, my father tells me I'll be sleeping on the couch for the night. All the while, my poor fiancé is shivering outside, naked, for all the world to see. I managed to get him his clothes and sent him home for the night. My carpet and pride never recovered. Too long didn't read. I hid my naked boyfriend outside in the middle of winter because I wanted to be able to keep fucking. ETA, I actually found some photo evidence of the carpet. Maybe it's just me, but I'd be willing to hide outside stark naked in the middle of winter while someone's house was going up in flames even if there wasn't sex on the line. Just a tip, any sort of battery that uses lithium, Li-ion, LiPo, etc. cannot be safely fixed after they stop working. Preventing fire is exactly the reason why they stop working and you dispose of it according to local Li battery procedures. Do not put it in the trash. This can set the garbage truck on fire. Noted. Luckily, I haven't let him touch any more since then. Hey what was the horniest thing? Lady aren't you? I knew I saw it somewhere else. Life pro tip, don't attempt to repair electronics naked. At least wear socks. Do not do this. The socks will enable you to do static damage to the electronics as the worst superpower ever. Where did I hear this story? I heard this in some post already. Askreddit. Smile, I reposted it here for others to enjoy. Today I fucked up interacting with a wild Karen at the grocery store. Friends, internet strangers, allow me to regale you with a tale of a recent today exploit of mine at the local grocer. So I'm close to wrapping up my almost daily trip to the food market and I come to the dairy aisle looking for cheese. I stand there trying to make a difficult decision between Gouda and Havarti Gouda 1, and while doing so I notice out of my excellent peripheral vision I'm being given the stink eye by what looks to be a human attempt at a dumpling. The lady was likely in her late 40s/early 50s, shorter than me and that's saying something, muffin top build, and strangely enough wearing a wide-brimmed hat that looked like a cross between a Special Forces jungle hat and a gardener's helmet. Anyways, I wrap up my decision-making under the blistering glare of the demi-human and start putting the item in my shopping cart. I start walking away and she says something to the effect of "took you fucking long enough looking at my cheese." Normally this type of phrase would make me do a WTF. But instead I responded without any hesitation whatsoever by saying "shut up fat Karen" like it was her rapper name. It was nonchalant AF, like, instinctive. I get a few paces and I hear what sounds like either a wailing banshee or a dying pterodactyl. I turn around and the face that was mostly white had suddenly turned into the shade of a plum. She didn't just see red, she was red. All of them mad. Most people at this point would have eyes the size of saucers, but not this old boy. My brain decided the best thing to do was belt out one of the loudest laughs of my entire life. Not 10 paces from the she-devil. This only sends her anger level from nuclear to orbital strike. She starts stalking towards me with what appears to be a jug of kefir, so I whip my shopping cart around to have something between us in a moment of supreme presence of mind. I start pacing backwards, slowly, as you do when a superior predator is eyeballing you. This worked. Almost. She keeps pacing and finally stops, yells something indiscernible, and tries her best to rifle that kefir at me. She misses because she clearly has never played a day of any ball-related sport in her life. The kefir explodes against the adjacent ice cream cooler section as she stares for a moment, turns around and walks back to her cart. I keep walking backwards until I get to the end of the aisle, turn the corner, and make haste to the checkout, having narrowly escaped with my life. Too long didn't read. I engaged a Karen that turned out to be a real-life kraken and was almost killed by kefir. Edit, spelling. Edit 2, thanks for the awards. Much appreciated. When she claimed that all the Gouda was hers, you should have grabbed all of it while softly saying with a mischievous grin, "No Karen, it's mine. It's all mine." Haha, this just reminded me of shopping for ice cream last night. Was with my teenager, and apparently, we took too long to decide on a flavor, because an older woman came up behind us and started growling. Like, WTF, you can't wait your turn for 2 minutes? LOL. Wow, imagine being that desperate for a lactose fix. Gouda 1. Rose's thread. Had you chosen the Havati, how differently would this have played out? Lord only knows, she may have called in the rest of her tribe to hurl a wider variety of dairy products my way. Just glad I'm not lactose intolerant. What's kefir? Meant kefir, as apparently my spelling isn't that great. It's fermented milk that tries to be yogurt but isn't up to the task.